Basically, we come into the airport and we look onto one of those huge boards where it tells you which desk you need to get to, and next to our flight there's this little red tag that says cancelled. And we're like, that does not sound promising. We should probably check that out. Eventually we come to customer service, and in the end we decided to go on a little adventure and take a flight to Toulouse instead. So we started exploring the Gothic quarter and the market. We also did a little bit of shopping along the way. We stopped by Fnac, which I did not think existed outside of France. Last time I went to Fnac, I was probably like 14, and it was on a French trip with school, and I came back with like 2 stacks of French books that I still haven't read, and they're like in my international TBR. Shameless self-promo. I kept kind of walking around down the streets of the Gothic quarter, and that's when shit happened. I have to say that this trip probably had the most insane amount of random unlucky shit that's ever happened to me on any trip, but also in general life situations. We're walking around and I kind of felt my bag shift. In hindsight, I really should have like turned around and checked, and literally the exact moment has played over so many times in my head, and I was just like, I just want to see the fucking person who had the nerve to open my bag and just take my purse out of it. So yeah, I got pickpocketed, and I realized that it was definitely my mistake for putting my purse into my front pocket, which was just under that like magnetic clip-on of the bag and not like behind the zipper in the main pocket. I was kind of even shocked with myself of how like quickly and calmly I dealt with that situation. Like I basically just stopped on the side of the road, I checked through my bag, I realized that the purse was gone, I moved all my money with the app like right away from one card to the other. I like called my dad and informed him of the situation and said like if there's anything else I should do. And he basically said that he'll just like cancel it for me, and that was kind of it. And we just kept moving, and we were like not letting it get us down. Right, so after that stop, we decided to head towards the Picasso Museum, where we hit the second hinge of the day because the cancelled flight and the pickpocketing was obviously not enough at the beginning of a trip. So we get to the museum and they're like, you needed to get tickets online. We tried to get into the museum on a Thursday, which is the only day that it's free for everyone, so like free entrance, but they said that it is free entrance as long as you book a place online.
Hello.
It was just a nice chill first day, you know, if you don't count the not having tickets bid and the pickpocketing and, you know, the lack of sleep. It was a great day. Moral of this day, wear appropriate shoes. We get to Parkwell and we can't get in because it is with time slots. So we climb up to this hill in Parkwell, we look at it a bit from above, we take some pictures, and we book the tickets to Sagrada Familia. went down into the crypt where they actually had a service. I just kind of sat outside awkwardly. So think of this. We start in the southern bit of Barcelona. We walk all the way to the very northern bit, thinking that we'll stay there, go Park Güell, Sagrada Familia, and then come back and, you know, end of the day. So we walk to Park Güell. We can't go there. We walk all the way down back to the Gothic Quarter to go to the Picasso Museum, and then walk all the way back up to the Sagrada Familia, and then back all the way down to where we're staying. That was a lot of walking, and it was the one day where I wore my bad shoes. Oh my god. Poble Español is the Spanish village, and it is the cutest place ever. The streets were adorable. We sat in like a restaurant there for over 2 hours, and it was really empty, which surprised me a lot. It does like cost some money to get into the actual Spanish village, but it's basically this little like closed off place where all the buildings have like a number next to them and an explanation, and the idea was that it's the entirety of Spanish culture in one little village. There was like a festival or something when we went there, and it just made us feel like grannies because we were like the same age as most of the people that were going into the festival, but we were just like the tourists exploring the Spanish culture bit and eating our paellas, which were so good. We started the trek to Montjuic Castle, and then it started pouring, but it was so much fun. And eventually when we got up there, it like stopped raining. Technically there is a cable car that goes up all the way to like the top of the mountain and to the castle, but first of all, I'm not a fan of heights, so I did not want to get into the cable car, and also I just prefer the walk. It was really lovely even though it was pouring, and my dress got all wet. We took some photos on the top, we went to the toilet, that's about it. It was not a big castle. The next day was our last day in Barcelona. We decided to tackle Park Güell, this time with tickets. It was so lovely and gorgeous. I was just not expecting that from like a little valley town. We got like checked in and stuff and basically spent the rest of the evening in bed, even though we came there relatively early, like I think it was 6, and we were just like, you know what, we got dinner with us, we might as well just stay inside and recuperate for the next day, because on the Tuesday we went hiking. And I don't mean we just like walked around for a bit. I mean we walked up a mountain, we hiked all the way around the mountain, reached the top peak, went back down to a little plateau place and hiked all the way back down. Like, this was an intense 19-kilometer hike. And I know that we did basically 19k already in the city center, but it was nowhere near the same experience. Here there's always elevation. It's pretty steep a lot of the time. We did some mountain goating. I was so exhausted by the end of the day, but it was like a really pleasant exhausted feeling. We basically hit all the spots along the way. Like, we had a map of all the places that there were to see on that mountain, and it had several trails, one for like people that don't really hike, and then maybe a little more intermediate, and then like, you know, the advanced stuff. And the advanced one, it was like a circle on the mountain, and the advanced was like either this half of the circle or this half of the circle. We did both, and we also climbed there and climbed down. I am so proud of us, like, you have no idea.
Oh. You know how we were wondering, like, who walks like this? I think we know now. Hikers, newly re-energized hikers.
This was probably my favorite part of the trip, and it wasn't even technically Barcelona, it was Montserrat.
the stairway to heaven. God.
I wore appropriate shoes this time. Also, when we were leaving that morning, everyone, we would ask for like directions and stuff, and when we talked to the lady in charge of the hotel, she was like no one really believed that we would want to hike all the way up and then hike there and then hike all the way down as well. It's like people either hike up and down, or they like hike up and then take the cable car down, or they take the cable car up and down and then do a hike on the top. Like, everyone was like, oh my god, these crazy tourists are trying to hike the entire mountain. Who do they think they are? But yeah, I was really happy we did.
Safe. Doesn't show how high up we are. It does feel like we're in the clouds. It's insane. Okay, I'm alive. Oh my god, what if you had dropped your phone? Also be careful, like, I mean,
Jesus, it's the second bum cheek.
Is it?
Yeah, and now it's even.
we have walked 1,344 calories and see
That's definitely not
18 kilometers.
I spent the entire trip back, including buses and trains and airplane, entirely on my Kindle, and I read a whole book. And I guess I just didn't realize how much I missed that after like a whole month of exams and traveling and no time for just me to be quiet and like read something. So yeah, that was really nice. That's why there isn't much footage of like the return trip. I was just all filmed out. Now that I've talked about the actual trip for like an hour and a half, I don't know how this is going to be edited. I'm super sorry if this is exceptionally long. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video in general and got motivated to travel and excited about any trips that you have through my experience. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more. I put up videos every Friday, and I am hoping to start putting up videos every Wednesday as well. So stick around for that. And end of rant. What was that accent? I don't even think that was Russian. By the way, I just gotta say, that rhymed, but that's not what I was gonna say.